say they're all 50 a piece? 50 a piece. Let's buy them all.
Oh, that's cute.
I definitely want to get something graded. All right, so I'll just think about those for a minute. Right there.
Froggy flips.
So I've had this idea floating around in my head for a while. I would like to see what a high budget vintage toy hunt at a single vintage collectible store could look and feel like coming from my perspective. The number that keeps popping into my head is $5,000, so that's what we're gonna go with. Now the fact that my first major convention is right around the corner seems like the perfect time to give this a shot. Now of course the idea of walking into a store and spending $5,000 on $5,000 worth of collectibles to turn around and sell for $5,000 makes absolutely no sense. So that's where the second part of the plan comes in. I do have a few higher dollar, higher risk, slower selling items that have been purchased as part of lots and bigger buys over the past year. Lots where the other items that were included have already been sold or traded off to the point where any financial investment tied into this stuff would be negligible at best at this point. So I decided that I would just bring these things along with me and try to trade them in. Here's all the stuff I'm bringing in for trade. We have the Neo Geo Gold system. I just got done cleaning all the contacts and testing these games. Had to do a little rebuilding of this box too. It was in pretty rough shape when I got it. And then we have all these Pokemon cards. These are some of the nicer cards I've accumulated over the last year and a half, somewhere in there. Mostly some older holos. We do have some graded stuff right here. Now with this stuff and with the research I constantly do, I feel like if you're willing to take the risk and if you're willing to wait for the right buyer for every single piece that you just saw, the ultimate potential retail number would probably fall somewhere between $4,500 and $6,000. So in my mind, since I have basically $0 tied into this stuff at this point, if I could get somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000 in trade credit, find $5,000 worth of items that I would rather stock my booth with, and then just pay the difference, that would make this plan feel like a success. At the end of the day, that number is going to pretty much rely solely on the store's risk tolerance, as well as their desire to own these items. At the very least, it should be a fun experiment. So that only leaves the question, what single vintage toy store do I choose? Of course, there are lots that I've been to that I love. There's tons that I've yet to check out, but there's one store that keeps popping up in the comments all the time from semi-local viewers, and that is a place called Crown Point Toys and Collectibles. They're located in a town called Crown Point, Indiana. I reached out to them, asked if they'd be interested in some trades, asked if they cared if I filmed my little toy hunt. They instantly got back with me and said, come on up. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's actually a couple-hour drive, so Sarah's gonna come along to keep me company. Hopefully the plan is successful, so when we get back here, we can take a look at what I find on my $5,000 vintage toy hunt. Ugh. How's it going? Good, thanks. Talked to someone here about, first of all, making a video. Okay. And then also, yeah.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
I think you talked to my partner, Tom.
Okay, Anthony.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You too. I do have some trades too. Do I just bring those in? This would be the best of the cards here because it's the
Shadowless first edition.
Yeah, first edition.
I actually had a guy bring a Shadowless first edition Charizard in the other day, graded.
I've never found that one yet.
I have never seen it in person. That was the first time. But he's like, they sell between like $4,000 and $5,000. I'm like, cool. What do you want? He's like $4,000. I'm like,
well, then take it somewhere else.
You got the wrong guy.
Right, exactly.
I love Pokemon cards. $1,100.
Okay.
Kind of where I'm at. Like this is all. These are all like $10.
Yeah.
And then that's your better stuff. So I did that Blastoise about $900. It was kind of what I was seeing.
I mean, I'm good with that for trade on that, yeah.
11? Okay, cool. You said 1,500 for the Neo Geo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
So that puts me at 28?
Yeah, 28, yeah. 1,100, yeah.
Okay, perfect, man. I love it.
Everybody wins. I'll just let you help yourself.
Oh, okay.
You're amazing.
I know he knows what he's doing, so he's gonna mishandle them or whatever.
Cool.
And then there's a bunch of turtles behind it. The case over there too.
Cool.
Probably another couple dozen.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
I'm gonna go back up front, just be in charge of the case.
Okay, man. Thank you so much.
Do you think Olive would like the Supergirl or?
We'll get like all these Aprils.
Okay, so 20. Oh, that's cute.
I definitely want to get something graded, but I don't want to go crazy on graded stuff just because
Careful.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so I'll just think about those for a minute.
Yeah, you can just help yourself and go behind the counter. And...
Oh, okay. Thanks, man.
Your wife is Jen.
She's a nice lady.
Get over there. Yeah, Spider-Man.
Never asked. Is this your first time in the store?
Yeah, yep. I've never been to this town before.
That's nice and quiet. Rather clean.
Are we pretty close to Illinois at this point?
Relatively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to like Maryville and stuff like that, which I guess is probably kind of close, maybe.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Like where I live, it's literally 15 minutes west.
Oh, really?
I'm just south of here in Lowell.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like all the brick buildings and everything with the small businesses.
Cool, right?
Kind of neat. I do want to grab the Megatron that's in that case over there too, but right there. Yep, that one. Awesome, thank you.
I got some collectibles back here if you want to check them out.
Oh yeah, sure.
$50 a piece, your choice. Then we ended up seeing amount of Janines in there. No, the guy who thought there was only one Janine per case, that was going to be the rare piece, so he was like stocking up. And
Oh, yeah.
all the Janines, and I mean, they're still good, but not as good as everything.
I don't see lots of carded Ghostbuster stuff, period, though. So
That
kinda
whole
neat.
case was full at one point.
Really?
The guy had, I don't know, must have been 150 cards.
It was obscene
Yeah,
in a good way.
Did you say they're all 50 a piece?
50 a piece.
Okay. I'll just buy them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's like 500. Easy enough.
I posted on it because I don't math so well.
I probably do want to grab the Rancor sealed.
Okay.
I'm just making sure before you get up there if there's anything else.
Please edit any shots of my belly.
That's cool. And I do want to grab a Wicket too.
Wicket.
Yeah.
Wild.
Just because I need one.
Doesn't matter which one.
No, as long as it's complete. That's which I think they are. Yeah. Remote control R2D2. Cool. And then I'm gonna do all 3 of the graded mailaways
Okay.
and the graded Jabba.
Cool.
And possibly this thing just could.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, because my wife wants that. So
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry.
apparently when I did the Google Lens on it, and it's like a tank topper for helium.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. I thought it was like a carnival game, like where you shot the water in his mouth or something.
Yeah, that's
but-
what I thought it was the
yeah.
first tour, because you can actually put it on.
Oh,
I'm gonna hand you these.
Sure.
We got that, and then I'll grab a job on it.
Okay.
Up there.
all right. I think he's bringing one more piece over too.
And then you want that clown at $50.
Awesome. Deal.
Cool, I'll grab it. 17.50.
Okay. 1750.
Is that? Awesome. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Let me get a couple more tubs.
Okay.
All right, and then he has 2,800 in credit.
Okay. All right, you're at 2593. You had 2800.
Yeah. Oh, that's all we're at? Oh, shoot. He said $50 on this right here.
Oh, I didn't see that.
This guy.
Okay. 50. You're at 2643.
Okay, so it's like 150 more real quick. I'm sure I can do that. Let's see. What's that Chewy look like? Maybe let's pay the difference on that one. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So 293.
293.
275 that you yesterday. All day.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
You bet.
Probably take me like 3 trips, but I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. Did you want to use these bins too?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Super good to meet you.
You've been a pleasure, man. Thank you
Big
so
fan of
much.
your
Just,
channel.
thank you. Appreciate that.
I don't think I caught your actual name.
Anthony.
Anthony.
What's your name?
John.
John. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And we are back in the showroom. I can definitely see what all the fuss is about when it comes to Crown Point toys and collectibles. Super nice people, an amazing selection, and the prices were pretty spectacular across the board from what I could tell. I honestly don't think that plan could have gone much better. We landed at the high end of what I was hoping for when it came to the trade credit, and I was able to leave with a large selection of items that spans quite a few different price points, which is exactly what I was hoping for. In fact, the prices were so good that in many cases here, I'm seeing potential value beyond what they even had marked. So in other words, for less than $2,000 out of pocket, I'm seeing the potential for over $5,000 worth of nice, desirable, collectible items. So real quick, let's take a closer look. I think one of the best places to demonstrate some of that excess potential value would be here with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pieces. Obviously there was a ton of TMNT. I tried to grab pieces with really nice cards and nice bubbles because I think that really makes a difference with this line. What I noticed when I got home, a lot of their prices they had on these items were really at the low end of the market. Prices that would be more consistent with beat up cards or cracked bubbles or super yellow bubbles. I mean, obviously when you're running a store and you want to get this stuff in and out as quickly as possible all day, every day, it makes sense to price that way because you're going to rely on volume and quick turnover. I'm lucky in the fact that I can kind of take each piece and look at it individually. For example, if we take this Raphael Space Cadet figure, really nice unpunched card, really clear bubble, no scratches or anything. Super straight card. It had a price tag of $60, and honestly, in this condition, I think it could be valued closer to $100. Some of them were pretty close, like this Slapshot Leo was priced at $75. I think that's about right, $75, $80. If you look at Tattoo here, he was priced at $50. I think asking closer to $75 could even be justified. Got a few different versions of April that I think could all be considered slightly under as well. Like this one was marked at only $35. Nice unpunched card, probably closer to $60 in my eyes. Here's a nice 10-back April that was priced at $25. Not the earliest variant, of course, but still, I think probably closer to $35 to $40 on that one. Got some of the Ravishing Reporter Aprils. They were marked between 20 and 25. I think they're closer to 30, so those are pretty close. A couple nice versions of April, the Ninja Newscaster, marked at 20 and 25. I think they're probably 35 to 40 each. Got the TD Toss and Leo. Bubble's a little yellow on this one, but the card's really nice and unpunched. It was marked at 55. I'd still think it's closer to 70 even with the bubble like that. The only one I picked up that I might price a little lower would be the Universal Monsters Bride of Frankenstein April. It was marked at 120. I think somewhere between 100 and 110 would be the sweet spot, but still 120 is pretty darn close. If we start breaking away from some of the turtle stuff, I found this really nice Kenner Superpowers Penguin figure. Beautiful, beautiful unpunched card. You honestly don't see him this nice very often. It's the 23 back, which I believe is wave 2 perhaps. It was priced at $150. I think more realistically that's a $250 piece right there. Got a really cool G1 Transformers Megatron. Never ever see these. I told myself if I ever came across one, I really had to try to grab it. This was the perfect situation. It's nice and complete, all the paperwork and everything. Box is a little rough on this. It was marked at $600. However, I've seen them with reproduction boxes sell for over $600. So I think the price was really fair on this. I'll be honest, this one's going to be a little tough to get rid of, I think. And then we come to all the Ghostbusters stuff. Got a big stack of sealed Janines. They were all priced individually. He said I could have any or all of them for $50 a piece. I think there were only 2 that were marked less than $50, so I decided just to take the whole bin, take the bad with the good, because I thought that was so fair. In my opinion, sealed Ghostbuster stuff is really hard to put a definite value on, and I think that's because you don't see really nice cards very often. There was something about the Ghostbusters packaging, it just didn't seem to hold up very well. Not that it was supposed to. With a few of these, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. This is the one that's probably in the worst condition. This Screaming Heroes Janine. This is one of the ones that was marked under 50, and you can see why it was priced that way. Just because the bubbles coming up, the cardboard starting to separate. There's bends and dents all in it. The bubble itself is pretty dented. But then you come across one like this. He had it marked at 125 originally. No creases, absolutely beautiful. The bubble is completely clear and crisp. The back is nice and straight with no creases. At the end of the day, I think all of these prices are pretty well researched. I'll probably keep them pretty similar, maybe not take everything all at once. But when it comes to collectability, if someone's looking to complete and grade a set of Fright Features Ghostbusters, one like this would make a really good choice in my opinion. Also picked up this nice sealed ghost popper. You don't see those very often in that condition. We got the rapid fire ecto blaster in a very nice box. And of course the amazing clown head, made in the 1970s by Wendy. It is a helium topper. Ended up getting that for 50 bucks. Sarah liked it. I couldn't resist it either. And if you take a look at comps, 50 bucks was a great deal. Not that I would ever want to ship something like that. And lastly, that brings us to what is obviously my favorite, and that is all this beautiful, beautiful Star Wars stuff. First of all, grab the complete Wicket from my loose collection. Only 40 bucks. A Wicket can many, many times set you back more than that, so 40 bucks on a Wicket's a great deal. If you're into the graded stuff, I think these are really cool. These are 3 of the mail-away figures from the early to mid-80s. They're all sealed in the baggies with their boxes and their paperwork that came with them. I think the most valuable would probably be Akbar here at the bottom. They're all graded 85. You don't see them a lot, so it's really hard to put a value on them. I think the prices he had on them were very fair, but it's certainly a specialized market. At the end of the trip, when I was just trying my best to hit the budget, I grabbed this 1984 Power of the Force Chewbacca mint on card with coin. I believe it was marked at $425. I don't think you could currently find one on eBay in this type of condition for that price, so I was definitely happy to pick this up. Nice straight card with no creasing. Beautiful 92 back right there. Got the radio controlled R2-D2. I think that was priced about right. It was like $165. I think I usually see them for between like $140 and $200, so pretty spot on there, I think. This is something you don't see very often. It's an AFA graded sealed Jabba the Hutt playset, graded 75. With how thin and flimsy these boxes are, it'd probably be pretty tricky to find one much better than this. But the Jabba the Hutt playset is my absolute favorite Star Wars playset. I love the size of the box. I love the art on the box. I just love everything about the Jabba playset. Value-wise, this was marked at $650. One recently sold on eBay. It was a 75 plus, so I guess you would consider that maybe slightly better, but it sold for $900. So in all honesty, I feel like $650 was an amazing deal on this piece. And lastly, that brings us to what is probably my favorite item from the entire trip. It's this sealed Kenner Rancor monster. I think the price was somewhere between $425 and $450, but if you could see the condition of this box in person with the tape still sealed, how incredibly straight it is. Much like the Jabba playset, the cardboard is just so thin on this box. You never see them this bright, this crisp, this straight. I love the service merchandise price tag on it. I think the most recent sealed Rancor from this line that I saw on eBay sold for well over 500 bucks, and the box was pretty destroyed on that one. It still had the tape seal on it, but the cardboard had definitely seen better days. Now, I will pick up graded pieces from time to time, as you see here. I'm not the type of person that's going to send a toy off to be graded. I think this one almost deserves to be. Maybe not by me, but by somebody, because I think this would come back really high, and I think it would be a really solid investment. You just don't see them like this. I don't know how this was stored for the last 40 years, but someone did a great job. That is all I got for you this time. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching the video, but until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Love ya. Bye.